go to the outside. Cut it up. Look out. 20. Inside 15. 10. 5. Touchdown. Give it to me. Diaz going to hop over a little pile. Trying to go outside. 10. Trying to get to the corner. 5. 3. Touchdown. Kenyon Barner. Here's the keep. Throwing left. Back to the end zone. Touchdown. Hop. First down. Mariota to throw again. Over the middle. Touchdown to Anthony Thomas. A sweet throw.
Welcome into Oregon Football 2012. I'm Jill Savage along with Mike Jorgensen and Jorgie. Oregon fans got their first look at Marcus Mariota, and they were very excited with what they saw.
Well, Marcus, I mean, from the first snap all the way through the middle of the second quarter was sharp. The Oregon offense was sharp. The defense was sharp. But Marcus Mariota obviously was the talk of the town to begin that game.
In a quick start, we generally don't see the Oregon offense get off to this kind of start. Sometimes it takes a couple of series, couple of possessions to go through, but the Ducks found a very quick start against Arkansas State.
Yeah, they did. And that first drive, too, I think overcoming a second and third and long really was the key to getting that offense jump-started. You know, Marcus took that sack that put him in a second and real long situation and third and somewhat long, and yet being able to convert that third down, keep the drive alive, I think really got this offense jump-started.
Marcus was that cool, calm, collected Hawaiian boy that we've all heard so much about, but we actually got to see him in action. And he really was out there impressing not only just the fans out there, but I think a lot of fans across the country.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it was fun to talk to Kenyon Barner afterwards and say, so Kenyon, when it was in the huddle and it was huddle time and it was game time, was he any different than any other time? He said, I've been waiting for this guy for over a year to crack at some time. He was no different in the games than he was during practice. He was cool. He was in control. And Jill, I think what I was most impressed about is the decisions he had to make, snap decisions with a blitz coming at him all the time. I think he was very, very cool and calm.
He wasn't the only person that everyone was talking about last night. D'Anthony Thomas, whenever he takes the field, you saw what he was able to do in the Rose Bowl. Now he's continuing on with that type of electric performance. He had 7 possessions last night, Jorgie. 3 of them resulted in touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is really special. Anytime he touches the ball, it's scary for the opposing team. He even had a long run for a touchdown called back. So, you know, this guy is a guy that you want to get the ball in his hands. That's what we're going to see as the season goes on more and more. It's too bad we only got to see about a quarter and a half of D'Anthony Thomas, but it still was fun.
That's the thing. You saw a quarter and a half and you had 3 touchdowns. When you get him into an entire game, what is he going to do this season? Yeah,
I mean, it's going to get a little tougher as the season goes on, particularly when you get past those first 3 games. But nonetheless, you have to watch as a defense where he is on the field, let alone as a kick returner or a punt returner. They wouldn't kick the ball to him. So that tells you what the guy's like.
And Kenyon Barner now in that number 1 starting running back role. No LaMichael James out there. So Kenyon said, I liked it. I was ready for it. I want that number 1 spot. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't? And he played just like it. With his brief touches in the game, he made big plays. I mean, you take a look at D'Anthony Thomas and Kenyon Barner combined for 130 yards of rushing offense alone in just basically a quarter and a half. So the offense was really in rhythm and really operating well with all the main guys in there.
And I think that's what I was really looking for in that first game. Was the offense really going to go out there and just find what they need to do? Click right away, and they certainly did.
They did. I think that was a key to this offense. Is, you know, I don't think anybody had questions about the Oregon defense, particularly that first-team defense that really smothered Arkansas State. But it was the offense and how quick would they get into rhythm, and some of the key guys that had been replaced from last year, who would take their place and who was going to step up to the table. I think we got a good taste of that in that first quarter and a half.
And Colt Lyerla, we didn't see too much from him in the game, but what we did see, he was dragging the Arkansas State defenders around with him every time.
Or taking shots at him. As he was running backwards, a defender came over and just what I thought was going to drill him in the back and take him down, and it just glanced off of him, and he continued to move down the field. So it just, you know, Colt Lyerla is one special player, one special athlete. I think the best all-around athlete on the football team, and I think he showed that strength and everything else that goes with it in just those 2 brief catches.
And he has great size for being a true sophomore.
Yeah, he does. Great size, great speed, very, very good hands. He's got huge upside to him, and he's only just begun in that game.
And on the other side of the ball, the defense, everyone has been talking about them all off season. they didn't disappoint in the first half. Your favorite player, John Boyette, out there with an interception. How do you rate the defense in their first game?
Well, Jill, I think the defense played very, very well, particularly up through that first half. I thought they were smothering the speed, the team speed, particularly when they had the first team guys out there. It really showed. There were a few times there in that first quarter and a half where Arkansas State had a play or two and a couple of opportunities, but the recovery, because of the speed of the Oregon defense, stopped them from getting a first down and got the ball back in Oregon's offense's hands.
Did you see any of the true freshmen on the defensive line, Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner? What did you see from those guys?
You know what? I think they looked good at times, and I think it was just the inconsistency I think that I expect from freshmen as a whole, not only the defensive linemen in Buckner and Armstead, but other freshmen that were on the field too. You're going to see that little bit of inconsistency until they learn what it means to play full speed and play your responsibility each play. That just comes with time, and that's why I think the ability for those guys to play and the ability for the coaches to break down the film with everyone, the amount of time that they were out on the field, is really going to pay dividends in the end.
Stay with us. Coming up next, we're going to hear from all those Oregon players after the Arkansas State game.